What's up, everybody? AJ the CEO. Thank you so much for joining. You know, we got to test out to make sure our audio is working real quick. Hold on 1 second. You'll hear a loop back for a half a second. All right. It sounds fine for me. Let me know if I am too loud or not loud enough. We can always crank it up. Woo. Again, thank you so much. AJ the CEO, folks. Thank you so much. We are in the new space that God has blessed us with. I'm getting close to getting it all dialed in and stuff like that. I have my green screen up right now just so my daughter doesn't surprise and pop down here. So she can see when she comes around the corner, oh, daddy's doing something. Thank you so much for stopping by. And my layout is a little bit different. Normally, my stream deck that I use is to the left. It's here to the right. So I'm just playing around with that. So thank you so much for stopping by, folks. What we do is try to be here every Friday at 10:30 a.m. Eastern to try and answer your questions. I'm playing around with some stuff, changing the titles, and we got a lot of stuff. Want to help talk you through because this is some stuff that I'm changing as well too. I'll get to that, but just to let you know, if I don't get to your question, you can always email me at questions@ajhomes.com. We'll do our best to get in front of you. I do have a screen right in front of me so I can actually see better here and read this. If you missed it, man, y'all missed something on that roundtable. Some things were set free. We had some inspiration, had some really encouraging things, and I kind of gave you a couple of secrets about, I don't want to say secrets, but some insight on how I'm where I'm at right now. Not that I know everything, but I can just share with you what God has given me. And hey, y'all are seeing this ain't me. This is all God. So I'm thankful for that. But if you haven't, please make sure you join the Facebook group, folks. We're going to start doing some more stuff now that I'm slowly getting my stuff back in order. Got some furniture going to be here next week. So I actually have a couch I can sit on. Yes, no more sitting on a kitchen table chair, not a kitchen table. Folks, because we're going to be talking about this, but I've always done this, but please make sure you hit that like button. If you haven't, hit subscribe. That's the only way you can leave comments on these type of live stream videos, and make sure you hit that bell. That way you get notified. There's something going on with YouTube that if you are not getting notifications, go ahead, unsubscribe, and then subscribe again, and then hit the bell notifications. There's something kind of funky going on. Just want to let y'all know about that. Now that I think I got everything shifted over, let's go ahead and get some shout outs to some folks. Hopefully this switched over because I changed it. Got Parker. Yay, there we go. Parker, hello. Thank you for joining. New Beginnings. Hello. Thank you for stopping by. Mjolnir Holder himself. Mike, what's going on, sir? Cares of the Covenant Ministries. Look, Reverend Leroy, you got the church pose in your portfolio picture. That's what I like. Kayla, hello, good morning. Damien, what's going on, sir? I know you've been busy. Thank you for watching the replays, and hey, thanks for being live here. We also have the live. Hello. PPC Milwaukee, hello. Thank you for joining. Coach, what's going on, sir? Hello. Kayla, we're gonna get to your question. You're the first one here. We'll loop back after I do some hellos. Ty, what is going on? Sandra, hello. I'm gonna go back to Mike real quick. I'm gonna go through that because again, I'm changing up some of the stuff because again, everything I do from this Q&A is obviously yes to help y'all, but it's also for me to perfect my craft. So this countdown that you're seeing, if you ever watch and come stop by Signs and Wonders, you'll be surprised. You might see something soon like this. This is where I test stuff out before I move it somewhere else. And I'll walk y'all through how I made that. It's really simple. But let's go here. Mousy, you getting ready to go back to school? All right. We just did the open house at my daughter's school, so that was fun. Streets of Destiny, Phoenix, Arizona. Hello. Monty, the man, the myth, the legend. What's going on, sir? Ms. Lindo, hello, hello. Uh, Mike, noise. Shane and Hannah, hello, hello. Hey, Shane and Hannah, thank y'all for stopping by. I see y'all on our live stream at Signs and Wonders. I'm the one that's most of the time responding to you. Steve Hawkins, hello, hello. Rhonda from Louisa County, right up the street. What's going on? Mr. Clarence, hello, hello. Let's see. Dylan, hello, hello. Keith, good morning. And Dean, hello, hello, hello. All righty, folks, let's go ahead and fire away. Wait a minute, did I miss? Oh, yeah, we missed some folks. Lee Dunn, hello, hello from Ohio. You know who I am. I see you. I'm going to come back to you because you got a question. Uh-oh, wait a minute. We got the man, the myth, the legends. Pastor Isaac, this is the church, the pastor of the church that we've been working on down in Oxford, North Carolina. Thank you for stopping by, sir. We'll be down there Wednesday to finish up all the aesthetics and then do some training for you. Let's cycle back. Wait a minute. Who is this? Is this my sister, Kathy? Hi, Kathy. I would bring Ayana downstairs, but she's playing on her phone. Let's see. Thomas Myers, hello. I want to go through everybody before we start firing away questions. Oh, man. Norm, great for stopping by. Man, we pray for your healing and quick recovery, sir. Thank you for stopping by. By his stripes, you were healed. If you were healed, that means you already are. So we thank you so much, and we touch and agree, not just with just me, but everybody here. We touch and agree for your speedy recovery, and anybody that's dealing with any type of issues. Hey, what's the point of having this platform if we can't touch and agree and use God's word for what it is instead of just reading it like it's a book? How about we put some practical application to it? So thank you so much, and we pray and thank you for a quick recovery. Francisco, what is going on, sir? Francisco, are you still not getting any sleep with the baby girl? Legacy Store, what's going on? Darius, hello from Mobile, Alabama. Robert Moore, hello. Is this another Keith Harris? I believe it is. Hello. And yep, that's it, folks. So, hey, I'm getting ready to press the wrong button. I got to go over here. I guess it's better for it to be over here to the right because my streaming system, as you can see, is right there now. And let me turn this camera. Not that you will be able to see everything, but you see the setup here. I probably need to I got another green screen. It hangs. I can't put anything on the walls here. Without the magnetic locks. We got the studio camera behind there. Got the overhead and all that other good stuff. So we got a nice work area. I just got to organize everything. I mean, the floor is clear. Y'all couldn't see that. It was real all over the place last time. But anyway, let's jump over here and let's start firing away some questions to help some folks out. I think I mentioned it. My streaming system was down. I think the CPU got chipped or something that the thermometer kept throwing off like the pump. I mean, like it was overheating. I bought a new cooler at first, and it did the exact same thing. Bought a new motherboard, did the exact same thing. Changed out the CPU to something lesser. I used to have a Ryzen 7 5900X. That was actually one that Mr. Clarence blessed me with. Not 5900X, but 5700X. So I moved that over to a Ryzen 5 5600X, and it's working fine, and it has its own little cooler. So I don't know what's going on with that, but we'll diagnose that. Let's see. Kayla, I'm going to put it out there. I need some more info. You said I would love some advice on setting up my church. Need a direction to go with that, and we can help out with that as best as we can. Let's see. Let's see. That's page number 2. Next one. All right. Dylan wants to know, any recommendations on a wireless HDMI transmitter and receiver? Looking for one to get my presentation software into the ATEM. Now, there's a couple of things that you can use. There are some pricier ones that you could go with. The Hollyland is a great one. I personally have not used it. I've recommended it, and a lot of people have been happy with that. But I'm going to show you exactly one that I have used. I've actually used a couple of them. I did one when we went out to the church out in California, and then also another one. Oh, I hit fade to black instead of auto. All right, so this is the one that I actually used out in California to send their stage display to a back TV. Now, this is the Hollyland Mars 400S, which is really, really good and small. I wanted to get one. There wasn't a need for me to get it right now, so my plans changed. But yes, it is $600. This is $159. Now, the fact that you're trying to get your make sure I'm bringing up the actual comment here again. You're trying to bring your presentation software in. If there are no lips or mouth that needs to sync with audio, this will work great. Because it will, every time you add a piece of kit in equipment, it's going to add latency. And again, when I've used this just for putting up pictures and playing video and stuff like that, that's not syncing with anybody's mouth. Like I wouldn't put this on a camera to try and send it, because you may introduce some latency to where stuff will be off. If it's just a computer to put up graphics and do scripture, stuff like that, that will be great. I will put a link down below. So I've used that. I use that. That's it in California. And what's the other one that I'm actually using now at Signs and Wonders? That is, trying to remember which one it was. I need to go through my order history so I can confirm exactly the one it is. Actually, it's this one. This is the one I use. That was actually to send the signal from our ATEM to the rolling TV that's on a cart. We haven't used it that much, so I still got the wireless adapters. We're just not using them right now. So I will put a link down below for those who are interested in that. Let me copy that. And then you get that, let me know how that works for you. HDMI transmitter. All righty, let's fire away at our next question here. Well, I don't think that was a question. That was more of a comment. And Ty, again, I'm going to highlight this because I'm really thankful for stuff like this. I think I've been rolling with AJay about a year. I think I stumbled upon his channel around this time in 2021. I'm glad I did. Well, hey, I'm glad you stopped by too, and I'm glad what I'm doing is actually helping. What's the point of just talking if it's not helping? So I'm thankful for that. You know who I am. Good morning. Is it possible for you to do a video on creating macros? It's a possibility you've already done this. If so, can you drop a link? Thanks a million for helping improve our ministry. I have not done one directly for the macros. I do have a couple that I was playing around with, but I need to change it around. But I have not done one dedicated to that, but I will work on that for you. Yeah, Ty. Yeah, I was playing around with that. I need to shift the pictures over because that was in After Effects, and that's the one thing I hate about After Effects. You don't know what it looks like until after the fact. Because After Effects, I have 128 gigs of memory on this system, and After Effects chews it all up as if I don't have anything. It has bad memory management. So sometimes it's a pain. I try to avoid that, but I really did like that theme, and it came with Envato elements, so I was able to use it. Might as well. I want to change up the branding. You know who I am? That was After Effects. So let me see if I can open it up here. And again, I'm tempting fate right now because, like I said, this After Effects be acting funny sometimes. All right, I'm opening it, and let me close Photoshop because it doesn't like having its little brother or big brother open at the same time. Close. No, I don't want to say that. I was trying to play around with some templates here. Come on. it's taking forever to open up. And actually, that is the wrong theme. That is, and see, not responding. Darn it, Beavis. Yes, I know stuff is missing. That's not even the file I wanted to open. Let me see. Recent projects. There's my timer. Was this it? I think this was it. Yeah, this was it. So this was a template that came. So I need to readjust a lot of the stuff because um, the images are not in place the way I want to. So this was an entire template that I downloaded. You could buy it or it came for free if you have like Envato Elements, and I go a scene at a time. So if I go to scene number 1, and I got to be careful with this because like I said, this thing eats up memory like crazy. So if I go here to purge memory, see right there, that's already 1.3 gigs. And that was just me opening it. So let's clean that out real quick. And nothing. You gotta love it. The main thing is I just want to get in here and readjust where my images are. So like this one, I want to slide myself over a little bit more so that I can see. But anyway, I mean, that's what it was. It was mainly I come in here, it gives me a media file, and I slide it over and then put it in a location. So with this, let's see. Let's slide this over it just a little bit, and let's see, does that do what I need it to do? So that's where I made my lower third. It's a whole package. See, it didn't slide over as much as I needed to. So this is just the tedious part of this. But I'm literally just changed the text, and I need to find where these old videos are. But that's mainly about it. I like to try and do everything in DaVinci Resolve because, again, doing stuff like this requires you to have After Effects. I have the monthly license. I think it's like the company license is like $19 or $20 for the whole suite, which I really don't use, but we had it for a while, so that's where we go. All right. Thomas, would you recommend doing your own pre-service video or using a stock one to show what to expect in a service during our live streams? I have always tried to do a mock-up at first to cast the vision so people can understand it. I mean, honestly, I think either one will work because right now there's no right or wrong to it because like your congregation or your viewers, they don't, there is no manual, even though we're still in the process of writing one, on how this should be done. I mean, this is just suggestions. I would say try one, and if it doesn't, try the other one and then see which gets the best response off of it. All right, good morning. Is there any tool that allows you to import the entire Bible into PowerPoint? I am wanting to do slides for all the Bible passages and add the audio Bibles to them. I am not aware of something like that, and that would be a humongous PowerPoint if it was like that. I am not aware. I would throw that out to the community. Is anybody aware of something like that? Yeah, I'm not aware of something that could do it like that. Dean here. AJ, I use Jonas's Play Out Beat Raspberry Pi Disney. Yeah, I saw you made a post on that in production for a few videos yesterday. It worked flawlessly. I also wanted to know if you played with the settings in your Shuttle HD codec. I have, but then I got busy with going down to North Carolina, so I haven't had a chance to finish playing with that. But I did make some of the changes that you recommended, and it didn't play the way I wanted it to. But we'll still work on that when we get a chance. New beginnings. I changed from a PC to a Mac Mini. How do you transfer OBS JSON file from PC to Mac? Been trying, but file does not import. If I have start all over, is there a better, easier platform than OBS? I'm surprised with the new OBS, you should be able to do that. Now I'm gonna have to play around with that because my Mac is I can't bend is right there, still in the box, and I don't have it hooked up yet. I want to play around with that. I need to make a note about that. How to transfer OBS settings from PC to Mac. So that will be a video that I'll work on. And then what was that other one I was supposed to look at? See, that quick, I forgot. Intro. Let me go back through the stuff and let me see if anybody can recall what the other one I said I was going to make a video. Please post it, and I will work on that. I also had somebody reach out, wanted me to do an entire beginning to end on streaming sports using the scoreboard and setting up everything. So I'm gonna do that. Complete setup for live streaming sports. So we got a bunch of fun stuff. Let's see, where do we leave off at? 2. Excuse me. Sorry, I didn't mean to be yawning like that. Let's see. Let's go to number 1 here. Legacy Store was saying wants to get the OBS bundle. All you got to do is go to AJaytheCEO.com, and it is there available for you. We're going to be making some changes to that stuff as well, too. It's so much stuff that I need to work on. But again, I am only one person. So I am working to improve some of that stuff. But yeah, if you come over here to resources, and then there it is, the OBS bundle right there. And you would do OBS. And, oh, wait a minute. What is going on? Did my link break? Huh. Oh, there it is right there. It's not sorted right. Okay, I need to go fix that. If you go under digital and then OBS, and it's right there at the bottom, I will just do a direct link to that. We're also going to be working on a video, an updated video of live streaming from beginning to end, a beginner's guide 2022 for your church services, where we're going to go through every application. We're going through OBS, we're going through vMix, we're going through Ecamm Live, because y'all have been asking for that for the Mac. So we're going to be going through that, a beginning guide from everything from the type of system that you need, your internet. I want it to be a reference that if you have any issues, look at this, and this will get you up to speed. All right. Be on the lookout for that. And I think I wrote that note down, so we're going to work on that. Robert wants to know, thought on the new tech TriCaster, what a loaded production system. I'll be honest, that's what they had down at New Hope. And I've worked with a bunch of ministries that had the TriCaster, and almost 95% of them have moved over to the ATEM. I don't know why. I know one of the ministries that did do it, they said that they just didn't like it was kind of hard, I guess, for their training their volunteers. And I think it was a cost standpoint. I think that some of the TriCasters is going for like $5,000. But then you can get some of that stuff for so much less. But let's actually take a look at it. Again, I'm being honest. I have personally not worked with one, so I can't give you a fully unbiased opinion. But I'm just telling you based off of what I've dealt with other ministries. So let's go here, and I'm still reaching over to the wrong system. All right, your professional video production possible for all. Let's see. So you get the cameras, you get a dedicated system, and it says you have now. New Tech is the one who actually they own NDI, so you will have those features. So in this, it's a mini PC with 4 inputs and 4 outputs. And I want to see the tech specs because I want to see. I mean, I know everybody's not like me, but I'm more like, can I build something for what they're trying to charge? So this can actually go up to 4K at $29.97. Let's see. Supports up to 8 simultaneous cameras, PTZ cameras. Native support for 2 simultaneous Skype video calls. Because I'm thinking in comparison, what could a system that you build, could you build it and pair it with software like vMix to be able to do the same thing? 2 DSKs, media players, integrated chroma key, virtual sets. Yeah. That's cool. I want to know the price. And I don't want an online demo. I want to know how much it costs. Find a reseller. Let's see. We're going to the US of A. And let's do Virginia. And who is this? Oh, that's in Ashland. That ain't that far away from me. This is up the street, as some people would say. I want to see how much it would cost. And you know it's serious when people don't tell you the cost. They hide it. Let me see. If anybody's using a TriCaster, and if you don't mind sharing, what was the cost? Because I would really like to know. Let's go to clearance ones and see. See, the new tech TriCaster. Now this one is going for $11,000. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a fan of. See, this TriCaster was talking about was going for like $2,500. The controller is just $300. Yeah, please let me know because I don't know. Because if that thing is starting at like 12, heck no. You can get 4 cameras, a custom PC, the ATEM, controller, wiring, everything. And it's less than that, but oh well. Oh, I didn't even mention I'm also on we're also on Twitch today. Since we got that upload speed, yay, we can stream to both. So I don't know who's on there. But twitch.tv, AJaytheCEO. Let me look over there and just see. Yeah, we're there. And I've been talking. Ooh, Lord. Dean, talk about his dad going 8,000. No, sir. I don't know. Like I said, I ain't knocking. I'm just like, again, when I started with this, I was limited on the funds. So I had to figure this stuff out, as low as possible. Bruno, we have a video going to work on that. So be on the lookout. Make sure you are subscribed and you have bell notifications. You'll be the first one to see it when we post it. Francisco says his daughter insists on getting up at 3 a.m. Also back to Francisco. AJay, I'm using my ATEM Mini Pro with a green screen. I have noticed that I have a green tint on the top of my head. How do I remove that tint? You're going to have to dial that in. And let's see. Since I got my green screen here, let's see if we can play around with that. Francisco, did you know I was going to put my green screen up today? All right, so let me bring up the ATEM software, and let's go over to here. And I don't think that's going to be a good shot. I need a good shot to where I can do my green screen. I mean, I guess that's good enough for you to see from right there. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is when you're using that, you're going to come over here to one of your upstream keys. Upstream is this way. So this is what you would use for like a meteorologist replacing. Downstream key is when you're seeing stuff like this go in front of it. Downstream. So when you're looking down the graphics, then it's video. Upstream is you're bringing up graphics to see through a green screen with video in front of it. So hopefully that makes sense. So we're going to use an upstream key, and we're going to pick chroma, and we pick what we're going to use. So I'm actually doing this in reverse. This would actually be this shot. I'm using this camera because that's where my green screen is. That's the green. That's the source that contains the green that I want to get rid of. So actually, let me move this closer, and then we can do it from that way. All right, that definitely will work better here. All right, so now that we're in here, if we click preview or sample, excuse me, you click anywhere inside of here, and this is trying to, you pick somewhere close to where that green is. This little knob here will change the reference box on how big you want to look for your color. So as you can see, it's picking up that green that's behind me. So I want to shrink this a little bit more. And we're trying to find the green somewhere behind here. All right. So we got that. So now this is this is upstream key number 1. So now let me I need a video here that I can replace. All right. So let's say I'm going to use my computer screen here. I'm going to pick first what's going to be my background. So actually, let me play a video because I think that would work better. And then we could have that loop in the background so we can add this on top. So I'm just going to have a video play on repeat. All right, we're going to play this. Keep this on repeat, and I'm going to move this over to my other screen here. All right, so we're going to pick that screen. So that's what you're seeing right now. All right, now we're going to turn on our upstream key, and let's see if we get it working. All right, so as you can see, we're seeing some little ghosting and stuff like that, but for the most part, it's working. Now you see, Francisco, you see this little stuff right here. Is that what you're talking about? Because if that's the case, this is where you have to come in here and start finessing some of these. So let me play around with our spill first. And let me turn that back on. And I'm just going to play around with the spill first. I'm turning that knob up. And you see it's changing my color. So that's not going to work that much. So now I'm going to go to the next one up here, which is I'm going to play around with my key edge. And I'm also, all right, my window is big enough. So I don't think that's an issue. So let's play around with our foreground and background. I'm going to start with foreground first. And let's turn this back on. And let me link it to this so I don't have to keep turning this on. All right, so we're going to change our foreground. As you can see, I'm just dialing that in. And that looks really good. And I actually turned my foreground down. So that's what it's got me from here. So that's looking real good right there. Now we can play with the background. That's at 0 right now, right here. That's at 0. So, and it did not link. I want to link it to this. All right. So now what we're going to do is now turn the background up. And see, it didn't do that much on here. All right. So background is still at 0. Key edge. Let's dial that up. That's down. I'm going to turn it back up. And that just changes what you're seeing around here. All right, so that's good. I'm at about 56.3 in that setting. So it's just something that you got to dial in. So right now, if I move super fast, you're going to see this green. Now, if I move slow, you're still going to see it. Not as much. So I would say play around with your foreground and just dial that in a little bit, because as you can see, these were the settings that I adjusted, and that's how I was able to get mine working pretty decently. All right. And I really was intending on actually leaving this up. But as you can see, I can't bring this any closer because that lens I got is kind of wide, but hopefully that helps. Let's see. All right, I answered that one. Lee wants to know, can you show routing the S16 and X32 outputs, meaning that you want to use the outs on the S16 to go to something else? Is that what you want? I do have an S16 in a box in the garage. It's meant for another ministry. I haven't heard back from them. If I don't hear from them, it's going to somebody else. But I might have to set that up later, and I might have to come back and do that one for you there, Lee, just from a space standpoint. I need to clear the stuff out before I can do that. But for the most part, let me turn on my, okay, my X32 is not turning on, which means I didn't put the power cable to it. So I definitely can't do it right now. I will circle back on that one for you. All right, I saw half a statement. Here it is. In relation to intros, introduction related question. I've been using Canva Pro to create my introductions. My issue is copyright claims on YouTube. How do I avoid this? And where can I get music? Well, what music are you using to get a copyright claim first? Because there are a whole bunch of con artists out there and fraudsters out there claiming music that is really not theirs, and they try to intimidate people. But for me, all the music that you heard, that's through Epidemic Sound. If you have Envato Elements, they have music that you can get a license for. That's the same thing I get with Signs and Wonders. I've used that, and let's see if we got hit. Now, they have a legitimate reason for being hit, because to them, they think it's not legit, but it is because I have a license for it. So let's come over here, take these comments down, and I'm going to see, do we have a hit on anything? All right, perfect. So we actually have a copyright claim here. Oh, it's actually in dispute because this is legitimate. This one, they rejected this. This company claimed that they owned this song. Anyway, let's go to our live and let's see. All right, here's one from the Bible study we did. They were saying lounge music background, that we don't have this, but I have a license for this. So I'm gonna go here to Elements, and I'm gonna look through my account, and I want to look for that music that I had. So you see, when I have this, I can download the license, and then this is what I put in as a disruption to that minimalistic background. I can't remember if that's it or not. All right, so that's what it was. I want to see. I believe this is what it is. Yep, that's the same song. So what we're gonna do is download the license, because I can pick a project that it's for. I have it for me, so if I get hit, this is the license I use. Since they got hit, I download this license. I copy that, and I'm gonna come in here. I'm gonna dispute this. Continue. I have a license. Continue. Permissions. Yes. I just paste the license in here. Check. Name. and boom. Now, that's a legitimate claim because it's trying to protect the song. And as you can see in here, it says it's protected and registered under Hawk Identify. So I would get hit with this. But since I have a license for it, once I put the license, they release it because I have a legitimate, I purchased the license to use it. So they can't really hit me for anything else other than that. Now, there are other clowns out there claiming that they own something that they don't. That stuff is where we fight. And here's another one. This is a license again for intro music that I got from Elements. So I'm gonna do the same thing. I have a license. This one I actually have downloaded because get it so many times. That was today. No, where is it at? Where is it at? I need to find a name for that one. License certificate. And I mean, again, I use my stuff through Epidemic Sound, and it really doesn't have a lot of ministry type of music that you can use. It does have, like, that's why I use corporate type of stuff for mine. Because, I mean, it's just, it matches. So there's the license for that one. And if there's a legitimate company, it doesn't take that long for them to see this dispute and turn it off. The ones that take 30 days and forever, they're just randomly just sending the stuff just to annoy people, in my personal opinion. Let me refresh this again. And we should see this go away pretty soon. Yeah, this is another one who claims that they own the song to William Murphy's You Rain. I don't know how an Indian company owns the gospel song You Rain, but or How We Love You. I see stuff like that is just annoying. But anyway, that's enough. So let me know if y'all have any other questions. Like, again, I personally, for my channel, I use Epidemic Sound. So every single song that I play is covered. At this point, unfortunately, because you got bad actors out there, is it's hard for me to say this, but I mean, I really think that you need to really invest in some type of music, or like all the intro music I did on YouTube. I bought one from Audio Jungle, which I ended up buying the license to Envato Elements, a yearly one, so I can get all of the stuff for free. I can download as much as I want. I can use it for projects as well. But I mean, if you don't want to do that, find a song that you like on Audio Jungle, like my intro. That's the one I bought from Audio Jungle, and I have a license for that, and I can use it for whatever. Go to Audio Jungle, check out a song that you like, buy it. You have the license perpetually. Even if you don't, I mean, it's a one-time buy, but you have the license for it. So you can always use that. So hopefully that helps. Pastor Isaac wants to know, I forgot to ask yesterday how to connect directly to the conference call app. That is simple, sir. I'm going to do this. I think I have. Well, I'm just going to do it through free conference call. It's the same thing. I just don't have the app on here. So if you have the application, trying to log into my account. There's a desktop application, and where's it at? Oh, downloads. Download. All right. So here, I'm using free conference call, but the same thing. It's the same thing no matter what. So we're gonna open up the app. Let me turn off this video. All right, so we have our stuff. Let me actually turn off of this. Let me log in real quick. Actually, no, I don't need to log in. All right, so we're gonna go to our settings here, and this should be the same thing on free conference call, the start meeting, whatever, if it has a desktop app. You're gonna come over here to your audio, And with the ATEM connected, and the software is running on the same system, you can come in here and say, what is your recording device, your microphone? And you would just pick Blackmagic. Now, I have my Rodecaster. That's what I would pick. That's what the mic I'm using right now. But that's all you would pick. And then all the audio now that's going through here is what is going to your conference call. All right. And that's pretty much it. So when you dial in and make a call and stuff like that, everybody's going to hear the audio that's coming from your X32 that is being filtered into the ATEM, and then the ATEM is sending that audio to your live stream as well as the conference call app. So hopefully that helps you there, sir. Let me close this. Thank you, Steve. That was one of the I guess one of the first most popular videos I have on my channel was how to live stream with OBS, but so much stuff has changed with OBS since then. So I'm just going to do a refresher, and I've had so many people do it again. I hope the purpose and the mission behind this channel is to be a good reference that will help you move forward, or if you have new people that are coming behind you, that we try and stay up to speed on the stuff that's coming around, so that way y'all can be aware of it and you can just send the people to some of these videos, and hopefully it will help them out and jump start y'all's ministry. Let me see. Said it keeps showing up null. That's strange. All right, let's see what page I'm on. Page 1. Pat, hello. Thank you for joining. Mom's video. Good morning from the Bay Area. Looking at doing a complete install for a church. Having a hard time deciding what to charge, by the hour or a flat rate. Now, I'm going to be real transparent with y'all. Most people don't say this, but I'm just going to be honest. When I first got started, because I did not have a body of work, my whole goal was to, like, I don't advertise. I mean, I guess you can call these YouTube videos advertising, but I don't. I consider them training videos. When I first got started, let me jump back to say, when you look at, for anything, when you're looking at your cost of what you charge for your hourly rate or a project rate or whatever, look at first the expenses of what everything costs, like your travel time, your gas time, your contractors, if you have anybody else. How much time does it take? How much would you normally make? Like when I was working as an ETL developer, I was making $82,000 a year. So you break that down, and we make way more than that now from a business standpoint. The potential is way bigger than that. Because sometimes not bragging, but sometimes like we've done multiple projects in a month, and what I made in a year for my job that's what I'm making in a month. Gosh. So again, I'm thankful for that. But I mean, when it comes from an hourly basis, you got to see what your time is worth. So you break that down. So as of right now, when I'm doing one-off projects, I normally am at the point now that I charge around $250 to $500 an hour. Now that's mainly because I'm doing a whole lot of stuff, and I've researched that if you were trying to get somebody that's pulling, like if you look up somebody pulling cable, just a cable installer, from a yearly standpoint in my area, that's $50,000 to $75,000 a year just for that one skill. Then you look for audio engineer, they're like that and double. Then you look for computers, that's almost the same price. Now I'm running all of those roles as one person. That's why I put my rate at that. And I've built up a body of work to show what I'm doing. Now, if this is your first, again, this is not financial advice. I'm just telling you, for me, when I first came in, my whole thing is I'm helping out a ministry and I'm doing it for practice. So I undercharged just because the reputation that I would get was more important at the beginning of me starting out. but minimum, depending on how much you're doing. Like if you were doing an install like I did at Signs and Wonders. Signs and Wonders was an entire building installed that I brought in contractors. I had to have equipment rentals and everything like that. For that install, that was around like $500 an hour. Now for which took me about, I worked maybe 5 to 6 hours a day for 3 weeks to do that. So, you know, you calculate that out, and that's how much that was. But again, all of that didn't come to me. Some of that went to the contractors. Some of that went to pay for the rental equipment and stuff like that. I've since learned from that. But I mean, again, I don't know your install. I don't know how tall the ceilings are. I don't know how intricate do you need to, you bumped into an issue where you need to have an electrician come in and you have to fund that. That stuff I don't know. But for me, as of right now, I'm thankfully at a point where I have to say no to a lot of projects because of where I'm at. And when I bring on some more people who want to be reliable and have the same dedication to the stuff I'm doing, I'd love to take on more projects. But I would say at minimum for small projects right now, my time, if something I can get done in a day, most of the time I charge $150 an hour for the work that I'm doing. Once it goes over 3 days, that's when we start charging, not hourly. I charge per project, what it's going to take. So giving you a little bit more info than you probably needed, but I mean, that's just how my mind is. And again, that's what I'm going to Vid Summit to learn how they're doing stuff as well too, because this is something I came up with and just learning from here. But again, I could be completely wrong too. So I'm just sharing y'all, this is what's gotten me to here, but at no point in time is that in stone, and that can change at any point in time once I get around wiser people than me. Let's see. We got a bunch of comments that jumped off here. Man, I'm sorry. I missed your comment there, Roy. Roy was saying, hello, I wanted to know how's the combination of vMix and ATEM? Also, which one is streaming? Thank you. Honestly, as of right now, vMix is streaming to Twitch, but I also have a web presenter that is streaming what y'all are seeing right now. Just because I just decided to throw it on there. I could send Vimeo, have the web presenter streaming to Vimeo, then Vimeo rebroadcast. I could have done that, or have vMix stream to everything. The system is fast enough to do that. But in my current situation right now, what you're seeing on YouTube is from the web presenter, and what's on Twitch is coming from vMix. The ATEM is not streaming at all. That's because the ATEM does not see the graphics that you're seeing up here right now. That's coming from vMix itself. So hopefully that helps, yeah. Parker was saying, I am planning to buy this computer. What do you think? It is a mini PC, Windows 11 Pro, HX90, a Ryzen 9 5900 8X, 8 cores up to, I thought that was a 16 core, but 8 cores up to 4.3 gigahertz, 32 gigs in memory, 512 gigabyte SSD. I mean, sounds like a beast of a system. What are you going to use it for? Is it just for a main operating system, or what's the purpose of it? I mean, yes, it's a beast of a system. I think it's really good. But what are you going to use it for? Wait for that. And Keith, Worship Tools can import PowerPoint slides. I've done it, worked great. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Thomas, when it comes to doing the transitions in the ATEM, do you press still and then cut? Also, it takes me getting used to switch back to the main camera from the slide. Honestly, I do everything from auto for the most part. I rarely do cuts unless it's something very abrupt that needs to be done. And honestly, at Signs and Wonders, I have not ran the ATEM in about 2 months. Mainly because I'm trying to hand that stuff off because of traveling. Sometimes I'm just not available. So I'm allowing everybody else in the media to get comfortable, and they make their own type of production. with it. When I do it, rarely do I do cuts. I mean, you can see it even from when I'm doing these live streams. I rarely do cuts unless I'm trying to get over to something really quick. All right, I think I already answered that. Answered that. Okay, yeah, I'm skipping ahead because I went backwards here. Yeah, that was Mom's video. Hopefully that helped you for that. Streets of Destiny. With Facebook Portrait and YouTube either way, how does OBS or Restream send simultaneous with what layout? OBS is going to send, as of right now, OBS does not have an option where it sends different layouts. That's why, like, when I've done this with other churches where they want to still use Instagram Live and IG Live and stuff like that, it has to have a separate system with a completely different layout to do that. Because if you have it in landscape from OBS, that's how it's going to go out. If you have it in portrait, that's how it's going to go out. So as of right now, there's no split unless somebody is aware of something I'm not aware of. Back to New Beginnings. I have to have something set up by Sunday. So is there a better, easier platform than OBS? I am desperate now because I don't even remember how I originally set up OBS. I mean, if you're trying to do a bunch of layers and stuff like that, I would say I'm not really aware of something like that. I'm trying to think. Well, you know what? Give me a second. Let me hook this up, and maybe we can have it started up and all this other stuff. Let me see. See if we can get this all set up in time to help you out. I need a power cable. I don't have a power cable. Hold on. Now, I don't know where my mouse is, but let me see if we can get something in place to try and help you out. All right, that's turned on. Now I need. Let's disconnect the camcorder so we can get a video. I'm looking for an HDMI cable now. Ah, forget it. Just have to slide it closer to me. All right. Yay. Now, let me see. I need a mouse so I can actually move this. So let's cut over to here. And then we need to change our super source to computer. All right, so there we go. Let's log in. And I need a mouse so that I can actually move this stuff. But we're going to see if we can move everything over from my current system that's running OBS just to see what we can get. And I need a mouse. I think I can connect to this over Chrome remote desktop. I hope I can, because that would make this easier. And yes, I can. Let's see. Yes. All right, cool. All right, so we can move this. Now let me, got too much stuff in front of me. All right, so now that we got this, let's switch back over to my computer. And we're going to open up OBS first so that we can see our settings. Now, make sure you have a thumb drive or something like that. All right, there we go. And here is my OBS settings. And this just happens to be the Media Ministry bundle. So I'm just going to use this as an example. Now, they did do an update to where it would bundle everything together. So let's go ahead and do a export first. I'm going to export this to my thumb drive that I just plugged in. Let's make a folder here. I'm going to export that there. And then I'm going to export. There was a setting where you could export the whole thing. Am I missing something? All right, well, let's just try from here. We'll export this, and let's pick the same drive and folder that we just did. Boom. Now, I thought there was a setting there where it would take everything and move it over. If there is, and I'm missing it, I will redo this to make sure we get that straight. So now, this is crazy because I'm looking at this screen even though it's in front of me to do this. All right, so let's unplug this drive. Let's connect it. All right. All right, there's my drive. And this is it. Let's copy it here. All right, now let's open up OBS. Now again, I have a lot of stuff that was saved on my system. So you might have to copy that. I thought there was a bundle that will allow you to do that. I could be wrong. All right, so now let's first go to our profile. Let's import. And we're going to our desktop. Well, that was fast. And it did not copy what I thought. Let's do import of our scenes. Open that up, import, and now there's our media. And of course, all our images are missing, which is fine. We would just have to copy everything over to that same drive and put it there. What else? Because I thought the main thing was my profile. All right, that's testing. Let's open it now. All right, there it goes. So now my profile with all my settings and everything like that, as you can see, it linked back to my account. That worked. So again, if you want to move everything over, then you just have to copy over the files all over again. So it does work straightforward. All your settings, all this other stuff, all the sources that I had, everything. Granted, I mean, they need to be connected to the system, but it should work for you in that process. At least that's what it worked for me, just throwing this together real quick. And again, thank y'all for the patience of me trying to figure all this out because I didn't have this set up. So let me know. And again, New Beginnings, if you have any other questions, follow up with me and maybe we can see if we can get you straight before Sunday. Email me. I do need to go pick up a little furry friend that we're supposed to be puppy sitting this weekend. But besides that, I don't have anything that I'm doing. I'm not going anywhere. So just hit me up and we can see what we can do to help you out. And if you wanted some more help, folks, I think I forgot to put this up. Know that you can contact me at ajayhomes.com/consultations. If you want to do a Zoom or a phone call or on-site, hey, that's what we are here to do and to help. All right. So what else we got going on? Cares of the Covenant wants to know, will the full Q&A be on Twitch? Yes, it is, but because I don't have a big influence on Twitch, those videos disappear, I think, after about 2 weeks. But, I mean, I'm still on there, so yes. Back to Philip. Well, to Philip Paul. Hey, AJ, sorry I couldn't join in today. I got a funeral now. One of our relatives. Oh, sorry to hear that. So now I try to set up the live stream for tomorrow, trying to use what I have and give the best what I have. Hey, that's all we can do. Now, I think the only thing, Steve, the issue was they moved to a Mac. And as of right now, I still don't think vMix is on Mac. But let me see. I mean, there is an Ecamm Live. But again, I'm going to go buy a license of that so I can play around with that because so many people have asked about that. But we'll see. Let's see what else. And New Beginnings was saying also, sorry, not to get the volume to adjust to the volume levels anymore. It shows so low on the software control and we can't increase it for some reason. Now, make sure also if you are doing that, with the ATEM, once it's moved over, I don't know why that should have changed, but make sure that in your ATEM under your audio, you come back up here to your gear, you go to audio, go to general, make sure it's line if you are connected to into a mixer. You don't want to use microphone because that's too hot for that. And then under your audio, what are your knobs set up? And like, that's entirely too loud. I don't know why mine was set that high. But anyway, just be mindful of that. Let's see. Sorry for the yawn. Daryl, what is going on, sir? Hey, AJ, what type of external drive would you recommend to record on an ATEM, and what is a good size of drive do you recommend? I personally, and I don't know where my other one is, it's somewhere, I use a SanDisk 1 terabyte SSD. That's what I use for every single install. Originally, when I got the when I got my Pocket Cinema camera, this was the one that everybody talked about, the T5 Samsung. I use this temporarily right now, but again, my go-to is the SanDisk 1 terabyte. You could get something bigger, but again, for me, that has served me very, very, very well. SSD, and I will show you This is the one that, and I'm still reaching over to the wrong screen. This is the one that I use, and you can see we've gotten this one 10 times. And I mean, hey, this thing is good. I mean, you can always go up to the faster one. You can go to a 2 terabyte if you want to, but a 1 terabyte with even high streaming settings on the ATEM can record for 900 hours on this drive. So that's what I would recommend, and because that's what I personally use myself. That's what I use to make all the videos that I do on here. So, oh, I never hit the send button on the OBS bundle. Send disk 1 terabyte SSD. This is actually the same drive that I put down at Pastor Isaac's church as well too. Did I get a question from my sister? Is she asking me a tech question? Let me jump over to Kathy's question here. How does that relate to praise and worship songs sung by praise teams and choirs and their services are streamed on YouTube? Should they obtain a license? Yes, they should get a license, but YouTube and Facebook, there's no way for you to proactively say that you got a license. The way, like right now, there was a story that I posted, and it's a whole lot of profanity in it, but there have been a bunch of people who will claim stuff that they don't own, and they've had like Aaron Petrick, I forgot pronounce his last name wrong. He has a license with Artlist where they do music, and then in their user agreement, you're not supposed to take that music and post it. So what happens with YouTube or on Facebook, when I post this video right now, this is a creative work license to me. If anybody takes any part of it, what's going to happen is YouTube is going to show up for me, and it's going to come in, and let me change my account so y'all can see the back end of it. It will change, and it's doing a scan now to see if anybody has used any portion of my creative work. So if I come over here to the back end and then I go to copyrights, this is normally where somebody would show up. So like if I had some archives here, these are people who have, the system has said, it looks like they're using your content. Like this is Signs and Wonders. And of course, this is, I used this video because it was me making it. So I was able to bypass it, but I could have easily came in here if it was somebody who did something that was inappropriate and they actually used my video and they tell you the percentages of it. I can come in here and say, oh, I want to request them to remove it. I want to send a copyright claim, a copyright strike, and somebody would get notified. Now, why am I saying all this? What's happening is people are taking, I'll use a William Murphy song. They'll take that song and upload it, and now it's considered a creative work by this person. Or better yet, let me take ones that like songs in the public domain. We got hit for a song that we used, Amazing Grace. That song is in the public domain. No one owns that. But what they were doing is they put it a part of their own song. And now that is now considered something completely different. So now that's what they're claiming. And there's so many loopholes. And right now, Facebook and YouTube, they don't want to be a part of any of that at all. They're just like, these companies who don't own any of this stuff. Like I had somebody claim songs I wrote that are registered in my name in the Library of Congress. And I'm like, dude, you don't own that. I wrote that and I own it. But there are people that will hit your stuff and they try to scare people and people don't do it. Now, what's the reason why they do this? They do it because they're a bunch of cowards and they're a bunch of fools and they're trifling. And what they're ultimately trying to do is they're trying to steal some of that sweet, sweet YouTube money. Because if they are able to hit hundreds and thousands of churches, they'll make maybe $1 here, $1 there, whatever, and then that comes to them. And that's a cheap way for them to just steal. Now, there are some companies that actually own the music and they'll give you permissions to use it. But long story short, yes, you need a license to show lyrics on screen, which I think is crazy. You also need a license to perform certain songs. But even with those licenses, just like I did earlier today, It's just a system that's just looking for ones and zeros to match. There is no paperwork that you can put ahead to say, hey, ignore me because I have a license. You need to put it up. But even if you put that license up, there is no guarantee that they still won't hit you. So like, for example, if I go to Good Shepherd, this is a church here in Richmond that I did, and they get hit all the time. And let me show you the foolishness that happens with them. So if I go to content, let's see. Let's go to their live. They have a copyright claim. And I'm not trying to put them on blast. They have the Lord Thy God album version. That's what is getting claimed. And I'm going to play this for half a second if it will load. But they get hit for a bunch of stuff. Let me see if I can find another one. Like this one, they got hit twice. They got hit they got hit by the same song 2 different times by 2 different people. Because how could 2 people get hit if only one person owns the song? So I don't know why the video's not loading, but most of this is a bunch of nonsense. Like that, SL the day, this is the day, in Spanish. Oh, that's what we're claiming. Oh no, this is the Spanish version of that. I'm like, really, y'all? And this is for 1 minute and 17 seconds. That's what they're laying claim to. And let's actually look this up. And I want to see, like this. Oh, there it goes. It's playing now. This is the day that the Lord has made. That, if y'all can hear that, that is not this. And I'm going to take this for half a second. Not the same thing. Not the same thing. That's why I'm saying this is, it's so many loopholes that people are trying to exploit. Like I'm as Otis says, I get triggered. Because that's the stuff that's annoying. So long story short, Kathy, that's what it is. You need to have a license, but even if you have a license, the license is more of if you go down the pipe of trying to, because the way it works, and again, Facebook and YouTube, their hands are off on this. They will say, oh, this is our song. I can dispute it, but the dispute goes back to them, the people who made the claim, and they can say yes or no. And most of the time they try and scare people. They're like, no, we're not going to, no, we're going to maintain the issue with your song. Now, if you decide to follow it up, now it's legal. And most of the time people don't get that far because you got to think, if we took this to court after spending all the money, they would lose because it's not the same thing. And they just try to scare people off of it. But that's why I say, if you, as me as a musician, you can't copyright me playing my interpretation of a song because I don't play it the same way. You can't do that. That's called fair use. You can't do that. But some people are not educated on this stuff. And most of the people who are doing this are a bunch of clowns sitting behind a computer that don't know nothing. And they're just trying to play on people's ignorance for it. So anyway, long answer, but hopefully that helps you. Let's see. I think I answered that question. Mike, in reference to that, can our praise team sing worship songs from artists, or do we have to get permission? Which, see, that's why I'm thinking this stuff is so crazy. Back in the day, before we were doing any of this, did you have to, based on how they're saying stuff and the laws that are written, y'all really had to have permission to sing any song in church. But how many people did that? You didn't. That's why it's like, this is just legal mumbo jumbo for no reason, which I just think is, like, did you know that you're not legally able to take the hymnal and make a photocopy of that? I bet you didn't know that. But how many people have had people bust in your church and arrest you for doing that? It's almost like back in the day. it was illegal for you to record audio coming over the radio. But how many people got prosecuted for that? But anyway, Parker was saying the system was for his home computer. I think that would work great. I think it'll work great. See, Ricardo Dutton, sorry if I pronounced your last name wrong. Which web presenter are you using and what streaming settings are you using? I saw someone saying that they are problematic for streaming. Mine has been working relatively well. Let me show you what I can. Let me see. How can I block this so you don't see my streaming key? How about I just take a picture of this and then I will do it that way. And I need a pen to mark this out. Sorry, it's not, there we go. All right, so what I am using right now is the web presenter, what's streaming. It is doing this. I have mine set at high. I am streaming at 4K at 60 frames a second. And that's my setting. That is what I'm using right now. So let me switch back here now that I can close that screen. So if I come back over here now, as you can see, we're streaming at 43 megabits per second upload speed. Oh my gosh, I'm so thankful for Fios. Comcast would be crapping out right now. But that's what I'm setting mine. And it's been streaming for an hour and a half. And we are rolling strong. Now, I did have an issue with the first one when I reviewed this because the power connection, the soldering that held the power connector disconnected. And I was able to get it back. And this is the second one that I got back. And it's been working for almost a year without any issues. Let's see. Back to Ty. What goes into the decision-making process in choosing to use OBS versus vMix other than cost? I believe you've used both OBS and vMix in your live streams. Yes, I'm using vMix right now, mainly for this integration right here. OBS doesn't have anything, to my knowledge, that is just this intuitive to be able to do something like this. And then, again, I started with OBS. OBS is great, but when it comes to the under the hood type of stuff that you need to do to get OBS working, to do the level of stuff, like my earlier stuff, when I was doing Q&As, it was me cutting off a screen and I had the comments right there to the side. This makes it a lot more professional for me to bring it up. That's mainly the thing. Like if no one is doing any of this stuff, OBS works perfectly fine. We're using OBS as Signs and Wonders. We're getting ready to move to vMix because of this integration. I always point the wrong way. This integration right here, my pastor wants to be able to do that. So that's the easiest way from a button press and from an operator standpoint to just press the button and then it links. That's mainly the reason why I do it. Now, vMix can link and you can have vMix talk directly to your cameras and move shots and do all that. That's at a higher level of vMix. I have not used that. I think that would be cool. But again, I just don't see, I like to still have somebody manually moving the stuff because it just gives you, when you do that stuff in vMix, it will just move it to a position. Yeah, that might get you there, but I mean, I can use the presets on the controllers to do that too. But that's mainly why I do it. Back to Mom's video. Install includes the X32 Snake, ATEM, two 15-inch speaker wall-mounted, two wall-mounted stationary cameras, one Canon camera on a tripod, connected all cables and training. Church will take care of the electrical. How far away are the cameras? Are they going to be mounted? And then are you powering them from electrical or are you using PoE? If I had to do something like that, that would probably, and again, it depends on the height of the ceilings. That would probably take me a day to do the install, a full 8 hours, if not less. And then the next day, I would do training. So that would be a 2-day engagement. For me doing that, I would charge maybe $4,000 to do all that work, which was including setting up the sound, doing the training, everything like that. That's how much I would charge for that. Ty, interesting. An ad dropped in the middle of your live stream caught me by surprise. Yeah, Facebook is changing a lot of stuff. Let me answer some of these questions as well for y'all too. And again, I'm giving y'all some background stuff that maybe some YouTubers don't do. But guess what? I'm not like a typical YouTuber. Let me show y'all. I get some people saying, "Why are you putting all these ads on your stuff, AJ?" And blah, 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 blah. I'm like, let me show you how I do my stuff. All right. I'm gonna show again. Ads only, mid-roll ads only come for videos that are 8 minutes longer. And for those that want to know, I get paid off of views, not subscribers, off of views. The more views, and again, I don't mind showing you this. Hopefully I don't get hit for some of this stuff. But all right, I'll show you this part. Again, me being transparent with y'all. So the way my stuff works is so far this month, that's how much I've made in ad revenue. CPM, clicks per million or whatever, I don't know. It's like, this is how much my channel is worth for videos. And I get a percentage of that. That's, YouTube takes, I think, 45%, something like that. And every 1,000, I make $10.50 on every 1,000 views. 1,000 people watch a video, I get $10.50. And then it rotates like that. Now, with that being said, let me jump over here and let me show you how when I do videos. And I do a longer one. So when I upload my video, this one that I just did was only 3 minutes, so that doesn't count. So if I come in here and do my video, and there's a monetization option right here. And you can pick what type of ads you want to go on there. Like, are they non-skippable, skippable? I just have them all by default because it's just one less thing I have to worry about. Then you can manage your mid-rolls. You see how these were posted? The way I post, YouTube will automatically put these in there. So when those people saying, you put too many ads in this, like me personally, I would have never put an ad at 9 minutes and then another one at 10:40. It randomly picks them based off of analysis. So when somebody's saying, AJ, you're putting too many ads in there, blame YouTube, because I let YouTube do it automatically. I just turn on monetization and I'm more concerned about the content. So if you see anybody that has a ton of them, most of the time they put them. Me personally, I just let them automatically go. Yeah, Ms. Clarence, that's what it is. That's the nature of the beast. Mitch Roy, no problem. You are right on time. The Chuck Taylor, what's going on, sir? He says he used the LaCie SSD. I've heard about that one, heard good things about that as well. With the A10, it does the job. Awesome. Mitch Roy, how can we get rid of chat bots from my church live stream? Well, I can tell you how I got rid of the ones on mine. So let me show you the back end again here of YouTube's. So let's go back and let's look at the live stream that we're doing right now. So first, let's go to the details. And inside of here, if we scroll down, and actually, it's not this one. Actually, I need to go back. It's actually in the live. Well, actually, no, let's make a new one so we can show you how that works. So we're going to do a go live, and I'm going to schedule one. So I'm just going to use the same settings. This will be episode 100 when we do this one. So I'm going to reuse these settings. Change this to 100 because this is 99. All right. So when we scroll down, next, I just turn on monetization and let YouTube do its own thing. I do next. Now, this is how you can get rid of this. And this is how I've got rid of mine. This is goes into the reason why you make sure you tell people to like and subscribe to your channel. In my chat, I now, for my live streams, the only people who can chat are subscribers who have been a subscriber for at least 20 minutes. You can change this time to anything if you wanted to. But since I've done that, that's gotten rid of a bunch of foolishness on there. That's one thing that you can do on your live stream. And I actually need to finish this because I am going to use this for next week. And what's this going to be? What day is this going to be? This is going to be the 2nd at 10:30. So that's already been made for next week's live stream. That's the first thing that you can do to stop people from doing that. And then the next thing you can do, let's go back here to the studio. And let me cut off of here real quick just to make sure I don't show something I don't need to. Okay. All right, so now we're going to go to settings, and under settings, we're going to go to community. And again, hopefully we got no sensitive people in here. You come in here, you can do automated filters. This is how I was able to add Mike as a moderator. Restream adds one automatically when I use that. I could add other approved users here if I had them. Like I'm an approved user for Signs and Wonders so that I can go through my account and make changes on the account as an editor. These are people who have been hidden because of they had some daggone foolishness, and I had to block them and remove them because they've been bots or they have a whole bunch of foolishness that they put in there, and it's 60 more from that. And then this is where you can do blocked words that people have put. I put a whole bunch of stuff here that is unfortunately has happened so that if anybody posts this stuff, it gets blocked automatically. I also block links. So if anybody puts an email address, a link, or anything, it is automatically put as spam, and it does not show at all in any of the filters. So also I have check off, hold off, potentially inappropriate chat messages for review. Hold potentially, and I have it as very strict. So that gets rid of a lot of stuff. That's why you don't see, if you look at some of my earlier Q&As, that's the reason why I had to add Mike as a moderator, because it was foolishness going on. It was a bunch of bots just annoying the daylights out of people on the chats. Sorry, my phone was ringing. I didn't know who that was. So hopefully that helps. Let me know if you want me to do a breakdown video of that. We can go more in detail about making those settings there. Chuck also mentions Gordon Firemark is a great resource on copyright law. Yes, he mainly does podcasts, but the same laws apply. He's pretty easy to find on YouTube. On the web. Thank you, sir. Neftali, what is going on with you? New Beginnings wants to know, what does the OBS Complete Bundle come with? Well, let me show you. Let's cut back over here and take this off. So the Complete Bundle comes with a custom 5-minute countdown. It has all the sources and layouts, music that is licensed, that you have a license that you can use. You can come in here, and it just kind of gives you a starting place for OBS. So you can come in here, just change your church's name, and I'll just say, use my standard prototype church. Then you can move this wherever you want. You have your countdown timer that you could move over here if you want. It has this built into the video with music, and this text is changing and rotates. The next thing you have, when this video is over, it goes into a graphic that is 5 of them that you can, actually 10, that you could pick. Scoot this up. So you could say, oh, you want that one. It gives you different pictures to show that if you hadn't, hit go live yet, it just gives you some placeholders there to get started with. Then your streaming one is this is me adding all the stuff, but normally it's just your capture device. And then, because I want to include the automated lower thirds, but again, haven't reached out to him to see if I have the rights to actually sell that. So that's why I haven't included it, but I'll give instructions on the videos that I'm going to do how to do that. I have a scene that does lower thirds here. And then that's when I could turn this on and it does my lower thirds. This is the same thing I have it in Signs and Wonders. We'll go through the steps on how to do that. And then offering gives you the same thing. It just has different icons, images that are preset. You can have your church's name, Cash App, all this other stuff that you just change. It gives you different images for your online giving if you wanted to do something like that. We have a Be Right Back scene that gives you music. And if you're playing video or audio that you don't own, this is what avoids you from getting hit. You cut over this scene so anybody who's watching will know, hey, something is going on. You just don't mute the audio. They hear something. And then you have a ending. Then you have an ending that kind of does the same thing. It has just a short outro, and that's what is included. And it's just all that stuff set up mainly to help you. It's $20 and it helps, at least the whole premise of it is to get you started, but show you how you can easily modify this stuff and add your own stuff to give your own flair to it. And again, that was a link down below if anybody is interested in that. Ty, thank you for the super chat. Really appreciate it. Pat wants to know, what is your take on NDI cameras? I think they're great as long as you are able to control your network, because it's using your network to broadcast video and audio. And if you have a crappy network, you're going to have a crappy video experience. Kathy, you are welcome. Again, let me see. Hold on a second, Kathy. Hold on, I got to mute y'all for half a second. All right, I had to send a message through my smart speakers. So hopefully we'll have a guest here in a second. We'll come back to you. There she go. Come here, little girl. Yeah, auntie wanted to is here. Come here. Oh. So let me see. Look who is chatting up here. Who's that?
Kathy.
Say hello. Everybody saying hello.
Hello.
Why are you so loud? You blowing my eardrums out. How are you liking your new place? And don't put your mouth on the microphone. Why are you whispering? All right. So tell your aunt. Go give your aunt Cat a call.
Okay.
Bye. Bye. Thank you. Bye. Oh my gosh. Kathy, so you're going to get a call here shortly. All right, Francis. Hey, AJ, what would you recommend for a streaming PC setup to handle live streaming with the A10 Mini Pro as a switcher and PC is something used for editing? Honestly, this is what I would do. And let's go a little shopping. I haven't used this one in a minute. PCPartPicker.com, and we'll just build out something this way. Again, still reaching for the wrong screen. All right. Hold on. Let me log in real quick. All right, there we go. All right, so let's build a system. So for streaming with the ATEM, honestly, it's not that big of a deal because it's going to go over USB. But you want to do video editing. So yes, I'm a fanboy. Call it what you want. For that, I would go with a Ryzen 7. That would give you more than enough power. You could go with a Ryzen 5 if you wanted to. I actually do both just to show you. So the 5700X, that's a great processor. Or you can go with the Ryzen 5 56, and again, you're like a $50 difference. So I'll just go with the Ryzen 5 for right now. We'll go with that. This one has a cooler, so you don't have to buy anything else. Just remember, folks, for the AMD stuff, this is the last gen that's on the AM4 socket. Any future AMD processors, you would have to get a new motherboard for. So again, I'm not always about at the cutting edge. I still have one more phase of upgrading, and I would stay in this realm of stuff. Maybe my video editing system may go to the next one, but all my other stuff would still stay on this other gen because it just works. Now, to give yourself some more space, I'm gonna just tell you the motherboard that I just recently got, that I thought was an issue here, and that was this Gigabyte Aorus Elite. In your setup, I would go at least, because memory is kind of cheap right now. I would go with 32, if not 64 gigs of memory. So right here, you can go to this Corsair Vengeance at 3600 for $103. Storage, I would go with a 1 terabyte NVMe first, SSD, and an 8 terabyte NVMe. That joint is 1500. Yes, Lord. But I would go with these Samsung 970 Evos. Honestly, I would get 3 of them. One would be for the main operating system. Another one I would do just for cache, just for video editing. That would help. Let's do that one again. And then I would add another regular hard drive just for storage. So I would do like maybe a 4 terabyte or something like that, and that would work great. Let's jump this up to this range. And I like the Iron Wolf Pros. That's just me. Wow, you can get a 20 terabyte for $3, something like that. But let's drop this down just a little bit. And let's see what's in this range. So you can get this 4 terabyte just for storage after the fact. Video card. Thankfully, these prices have started to come down significantly. So I would look for video editing. I would maybe go with this 3060 or maybe a 3070 if you can find one decently in price, or even a 1660 Super if you really wanted to go low. I would say this for keeping it low, but I would go higher than that, maybe a 2070 or a 3070. A case, it really doesn't matter. I like the 510s. That's what I use for mine right now. Power, and how much power is it saying? We're using 320, so I would go with a 700 watt power supply just to give you some more oomph. So, and I'm a fan of the EVGA line. So let's do EVGA. And I'll just go with this. You shouldn't have to pay this much for that, but I'll just go with this 650. I mean, that's more than enough too. Operating system. I already have a video how to get Windows for less than $20. Still works. Then you get your other monitor. So right there, that system right there is going to cost you around like 12. Could you cut back on some of the costs on this? Yeah, you could. But I mean, that would give you a whole lot of room to grow as well too. So hopefully that helps. Helps you out. Mitch Roy. I have 50 megabits per second up and down, and I'll be upgrading to 150 up and down soon. Awesome. Hey, you are welcome. Hey, Watson, hello. So all the switches you have used, which one you like the best? Now, are you talking about network switches or switchers, video switchers? Let me know, and then I'll answer that one. Ray L, what is going on? Please name. I don't understand your question. Mom's video, thank you so much for the super chat. Really, really appreciate it. Kathy, I will tell her. Hey, then I will check it here in a little bit. I don't like bringing up email here because it just starts going crazy on here. Lady Deborah here. Keep up the great work. You're helping so many people. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. I wanted to get that one, Dean, but I had to be cautious on the cash. I've been spending a little bit too much. So we just kind of roll back a little bit. We got business expenses to pay for and maintain a business. All right, awesome. Well, thank you so much. It does work on Mac as well too. MA16V3, I was advised going at least 850 with any RTX 3060 or better. There are brief power spikes that run in excess of double the rated. Well, thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, so then we would change that over to an 850. I actually, in my system, I actually went to a 1000 watt because I just didn't know. But thank you so much. Norm, how much memory do you need for OBS and inputs of that? Honestly, 32 gigs would be more than, honestly, it would be overkill. 16 is really more than enough, but I like to go more than you have to just to make sure everything is good. Man, thank y'all so much, folks. Hey, you know what? Let's do some more behind the scenes stuff. So that y'all don't see that I'm making up stuff. Let me show y'all some more stuff here. We're gonna go to audience on a channel here, and I advise y'all to go look at this stuff as well. Go to your audience and scroll down. These are the black and white numbers that you talk to your leadership about so y'all know where you're aiming at. If I scroll down here, first they add this new block here that shows the best time of when to post videos. So for me, during the week, it's around noon. That's the best time for me. And then if I scroll down, I have TubeBuddy Legend Edition. I just upgraded to that. I've used that for a while. So they're just saying the same thing. This used to be there until YouTube now adds it. So whatever. But let's come down here. This is the number that I try and let people know about. Let's bump this up a little bit. Out of the majority of people in the last 30 days who watch my videos, 32.5 are subscribed. 67.5 are not subscribed. That's why it is so important when people ask you to like, subscribe, and all this other stuff. It's because of that. Now, let me jump to another account here. Let me jump to Signs and Wonders because these are the numbers that we know what we're aiming for. So let's go to our analytics. We're going to go to audience. Let's scroll down to the same thing and look at this. 33.3% that watch the live stream are subscribed, meaning they're most likely people from your church or they've subscribed. But 66.7% who watch are not subscribed. These are the numbers that first is good because it's showing this is how many people that you're reaching that aren't subscribed, that aren't in the ministry. Those are the other people who can be watching. Because if you were at 100%, then, I mean, you've reached everybody. You want to go there. What else can you see from the analytics? Right now, let me drop this down in size. Let me close this out. Right now, the top geographies in the last 30 days is just the United States. Enough information is not shown for age and gender, but let me jump back to mine. And these are some of the analytics. If you've never looked at this, check this out because you can actually get some more insight and you can honestly see, depending on how long you've done it, it will give you some real truth that you might not like. So right now, our top countries are the United States. We're in India, the Philippines, the UK, Nigeria. It shows a bunch of other countries we hit. I have a lot of French and Spanish. Well, French and Spanish are there, more German than anywhere else, and we're working on adding subtitles to get to that stuff. Subscribers who have turned on all notifications, that's only 15% of everybody who subscribed. That's why I say it as well, too. So if we come here, but more importantly, now that you have more data, it shows that 88.4% of the people who watch my stuff are men. 11.5 are female, and then user specified 0. And then it also gives a breakdown of the ages of the people who are watching. So if you go to some channels and you look, and if your ministry, you are only catered to a certain age, harsh reality, but it's telling you how effective you are. Who are you reaching? Who are you talking to? This is where we have to start changing up our content instead of being stubborn, saying, hey, this is how we are. Y'all just got to accept us who we are, and you come to us. No, we as a ministry, we need to change and meet people where they're at. We need to go to them. So what content are we providing that fills the needs of these age ranges? And I'm glad. I mean, I need to work on my 13 to 17, but I mean, again, most of my stuff is not really meant for that age range. I think that's mainly Josh in that area. But again, look at those numbers, folks. This is going to give you some truth about where your ministry is standing at. And I would pull up some other ministries, but I don't want to pull them on blast. But let me know, what does that look like with y'all? Damien here. What would you recommend for an affordable live streaming camera? I'm considering a Blackmagic Studio Cam, but it's a little big for our small space. Well, it all depends. If you're in that price range, the Pocket Cinema camera is a lot smaller, and that can get you if you want that. But be aware, this does not have autofocus. So like, I have to, let me cut back over here so y'all can actually see. And I meant to try this out because I know some people said they want to see this. All right, so if I go over here to camera, this is why I like the Blackmagic stuff. So if I come here, let me put me out of focus here. See, I'm out of focus right now. There is no autofocus, but if I hit this one, because I'm connected through an ATEM over HDMI, I can hit this and see, now I'm in focus. That is my autofocus because the lens supports it and I'm connected. All the other ones don't do that. That's kind of the reason why I changed my overhead camera to my E10, because it has an autofocus. It just makes it easier when I'm doing top down. So I still have this micro camera over here. But I mean, you could try something like that. But honestly, when you start looking at, well, I guess, Damien, what's the main focus? Do you want it to be autonomous to where it's doing everything itself? Is a PTZ not an option? Or do you want to lean more for like a camera that you can use in multiple situations, take it out the sanctuary, move it somewhere else? Because I do like this Canon G50, which normally is what I have hooked up. But again, I'm trying to figure out the best location to put this right now. This is my go-to that I take when I'm doing other streaming events and stuff like that. Looking at getting another one because I'm just not comfortable right now yet in my skill set of having all Blackmagic stuff for on-site. Because, I mean, it's mainly because of the lenses and stuff like that. But I do like that the G50 Canon, which is a great, great, great camera. D, the one that keeps my calendar straight. Good morning. Any recommendations for a laptop and external hard drive not for streaming? Current one is an HP with 16 gig and on its way out. What I would use in a similar situation, because we're supposed to be blessing another ministry here Monday with a laptop. If I was going to do one, first off, I would look for a gaming laptop. But again, it all depends on what you're using it for. So if based on what I'm doing, like this is not this one. Now, you know, I do AMD. I would mainly look for a Ryzen 7 and higher, because for a laptop purpose, for me, it will be my video editing system on the go. Like my Acer Nitro, that's what I'm taking with me to Las Vegas. That's what I'm going to be able to work with when I go remote. That's what I use. I want at least a 1 terabyte SSD NVMe. I want to be able to add more memory into it. So even if, like, I'm looking at this one right now, this 16 gig, I want to see, can I add more memory to it? Because my laptop, I bumped up to 32. I like the AMD ones mainly because Intel's graphics, 3D graphics are horrible. I like an AMD one because most of the time, like my Nitro, you can get 2 graphics cards. I have a NVIDIA graphics card in it, but I also have an AMD. So I have dual graphics cards. That's what helps with editing, streaming. I can have streaming being done on the NVIDIA graphics card, but then I can have recording on the AMD one. I like stuff like that. I would say go for nothing less than a RTX 3050 from a graphics card if possible. So like right here, no, this one doesn't have that one. I would say, I like I like the ASUS. Those are the tough books. I like them. We did the Nitros work well. That's what I'm using right now. Honestly, I would stay with the ASUS one. HP does have some good ones as well too. So let's stick with that brand, and let's see which ones we would look at. So that's a Ryzen 5, 1 TB. This one isn't bad. I think that could work well. This one is even better. This one gives you 32 gigs of RAM and 2 TB space, a Ryzen 7. I think this one would be really, really good. But again, it all depends on what you would actually be using it for. Lord Vader. All right, let's see. Tommy Fox. Question regarding ProPresenter. Do you find it performs better on Mac or Windows, or as long as the PC meets its requirements, it should perform regardless? ProPresenter 7, I have not noticed a difference. Even though I had ProPresenter 6, it was on a PC, throwing enough horsepower at it, got it through. At this point on 7, I don't have any issues at all with it. So back the older versions, because it was a code base, was written directly for the Mac and it wasn't written from the ground up for Windows. Yes, I would say Mac. At this point, to me, they're the same. Lottie Mark, sorry if I pronounced your name wrong. Thanks for the great job you were doing. Hey, thank you. I have OBS and Easy Worship in different computers. How can I display Easy Worship content as lower thirds in OBS PC? And I have an A10 Mini. That we have a video about that. What you need to do is install NDI tools, and it would give you a screen capture. It would capture the screen. That's the output. Well, actually, let me see if I could do it real quick here. Like I think I have NDI on one system over there. All right, so let's go to our desktop, and we're gonna go to NDI tools. And this is the 5 version, so you should have something called screen capture. And what that does is right here, it will turn every screen that you have into as a broadcast for NDI. So let's open up Studio Monitor for right now to simulate this. Well, actually, no, I could do this in OBS. Let's do it in OBS. Let's close that. All right, and I'm going to go to a different scene right here that doesn't have anything. All right, so what we're going to do now is make sure you have everything in place, because you need to have the NDI plugin for OBS and all that other stuff installed. So you would have simulate anything, any program I have. So I have 3 monitors up right now. One of those would be your output. But you know what, AJ? Let's just open up Presenter and you just do it that way. So again, this doesn't matter what application it is. It's just going to work no matter what program you had on here. So, and I just knocked out the screen I wanted to use. All right, that's the wrong screen. Let me shift this over real quick. I need this on a different output. There we go. All right, so we're on the right screen right now. So I'm going to play... let me mute this real quick because I don't want this audio to come through. So this is the intro for our Bible study. So if I cut over right now, that is what's going on right now. That's what's coming out of the system right now. All right. So again, that's still playing. That's physically on the monitor. All right. So now if I open up OBS, we have the screen capture on. Doesn't matter what program you're using, it's looking at that monitor, whatever is going to be displayed over the network or whatever. So we're going to come over here. We're going to do an NDI source. And now let's look for the server. And now, as you can see, it's broadcasting every single monitor. So I don't know which monitor that is. Is that one? No, that's what you're seeing right now. So let's say that's 3. And there you go. That is what's being broadcast over the network. Yes, I am on the same system, but I don't have a way for you to bring that up. But right now, I have vMix going, and it has NDI coming out right now. So I could always pick that. And it's looping what y'all are seeing right now. That's over the network as well, too. Let me kill this audio just in case. So that's how it will work. It doesn't matter what application that you're using. Oop. I forgot I had that on the wrong scene. That's how you do it. You have NDI on there on one system, the NDI tools. You would have screen capture turned on, which will broadcast any monitor on that system and make it an NDI source. You go over to OBS that has the NDI plugin, make a scene, select the monitor that's being sent over the network, and there you go. That is work with Easy Worship, ProPresenter, PowerPoint, OpenLP. It doesn't matter. It doesn't, I mean, that works for gaming as well, too. It's just looking at the monitor, so it doesn't care. All right. Hopefully that helps. Back to Damian. I'm concerned with PTZ for low light and shaking when people open the door. Currently, the camera is set to a fixed focal length, but doesn't look great when we have a bump the ISO to 1600. Yeah, I mean, I've been trying to play around with something like that. That's the one thing I don't like about the PTZs. Now, I did see something that I want to buy and play around with. It's a very thick, like plastic shock absorber that's meant to go up under appliances like washers and dryers. I want to maybe see if I could like get 2 of these mounts and either put some of those cushions on this side and then also put another cushion on this side that will absorb any of the shock from closing the doors. I've been wanting to play around with that, but we'll see. That's what I think was of it. I'm thinking maybe the Black Magic or could do something like that. But again, the only issue that I have with this camera is there is no, you would have to get something. Somebody, I think Dean was telling me on his G2 that he got the on-demand controls that I have on the camera back here that you see right there on both sides. They work with the G2. I have not tried to hook these up since they've updated the camera to see if they work with that. The main thing is just give you easier controls to keep them in focus, but maybe that will work. Pat here, what's your take on, I think I already answered that. Yeah. KNL Radio, good afternoon. Thanks for joining. Sandra, hello. What would you consider to be a reasonable price for the recommended Canon? On a good day, you can get it for $950. Regular price is $11.99. Back to Mitch Roy. What are your thoughts on using HDMI over Ethernet for long runs? It works fine as long as it's under 125 feet. I've never gotten it to work longer than that, unless you use HD-Base-T, which uses a completely different protocol that can send video and audio over 500 feet. I've used that. What's the name of the camera you just showed? That was the Canon G50. That was the one that I just had. And Dean saying the latest NDI tools also has an NDI router, which is cool to route NDI signals to different destinations. Yeah, Dean was telling me about that. He was able to send somebody from a different state using that. I want to play around with that. Thanks for Dean. I remember you told me about that. Steve, thanks AJ for all the great info you share with us. Don't forget to hit, yep. Well, thank you. Thank you. Mike, if you have Easy Worship 7, it has NDI built in, and you can send a display as a stream for an alternate display. Awesome. glad they actually added it. I'm waiting for not Pro Presenter, Worship Tools Presenter to add that. It's probably a licensing thing. We're going a little bit longer, folks, but hey, I still got some setup to do. I need to clean my desk off so I can put my drones here and then have the Mac up there as well too. But thank you so much, folks. I hope y'all got something out of this, and hopefully what we did helped out as well. Let me get this last one by Tommy, and then we're going to be shutting it down here. Good point on looking at data and making adjustments to reach all audience. When it comes to cost, how have you seen smaller churches convince their finance team of the need to grow the media team? Honestly, the results have shown it. Being armed with that data, like what I did when I was at Antioch, when they had issues with me asking this stuff, I brought up the same analytics. I was like somebody was saying, we only have 30 people watching online. I said, okay, yeah, that's great. But no, AJ, why should we invest it? Because those 30 people are not in the United States. At that time, when I showed the results, 10% were in the U.S., but then everywhere else was other countries. So my thing is, if we are about sharing God's word throughout the highways and hedges and throughout the whole world, who's willing to vote that we stop doing this and stop reaching people who are not here? Oh, that was the first thing. And then because of the more people experienced it and everything like that, they started to help drive that. It was like, how come it looks this way? How come this? How come the internet is spotty? How come the video is like that? Oh, because we need to invest in faster internet. Well, how much did that cost something? Yep. Because you just can't ask for finances. You have to give a purpose for it. Or like originally when I was at Antioch and I convinced them about trying to do live streaming in general, a lot of people were like, let y'all know it looks like an ad is getting ready to pop up. Just letting you know. So one of the things that noticed for me was I had to come in and tell them from jump, this is what we're going to use this for. So when I asked them for money, I had my data, I had everything in place, and more importantly, I've researched it heavily. And when we were doing our stuff, it was $9,000. But I took my own time, my own equipment, and I made DVDs, and I've raised half of it. So when I brought them before saying we need $9,000, and before they said anything, I said, oh, using a concept of what I'm telling you, I was able to raise half of it. So meaning that if we had this stuff in place, we could have generated the money automatically to do this. So that's how I do it. I always give them data before they can say anything to argue about it, because most people, knee-jerk reaction is to say they have a complaint about the stuff. So that's it. I hope that helps, folks. Again, thank you so much. Realize if you have more questions, you can always hit me up at questions@ajayhomes.com. And if you want me to come by and help you out and stuff like that, you can always go to ajayhomes.com/consultations, and we can set up an appointment, phone call, Zoom, on-site, whatever, to help modernize your media ministry. Be aware that there are a bunch of people out there that can sell you some stuff, folks, but hey, it might be me patting on the back because if I knew anybody else that was doing this, I'll endorse them as well. Make sure you partner with some folks that just don't sell you some tech, but they show you how this tech can be a tool to help ministry. That's what it's all about. Hey, having a fast upload speed and internet speed and cameras and focal lengths and all this other stuff don't mean nothing if we're not using it. At least for me, I use this stuff so we can share the message. That's what it's all about. If you want somebody else that isn't interested in that, hey, there are plenty of other channels. This is what we focus on here. So thank you so much for watching, folks. Hey, and if nobody's told you, thank you for all that you're doing. Thank you for the continued work that you're doing, the continued study, the hard, long times that you don't get appreciated. I want to tell you, thank you for everything that you're doing, because even if I'm not a part of your ministry, guess what? We're all a part of the body in Christ, and wherever you win, we all win. I'm not about trying to be in competition with you. I am about trying to complement you. And it's better for us to work together than try to work independently. And that's what I hope this channel does. So I hope you have a great day, evening, afternoon, wherever you is, all over the face of the planet. And we'll be talking with y'all in the next video, folks. Later.